This is one of the best entry-level artsy paragliders you can get. My name is Nace and I've been in this hobby for almost 3 decades. I've built hundreds of models and this simple little model really surprised me with how well it flies. The guys from Razordon sent me this model for testing. I flew it many times in different places and conditions, and honestly it really surprised me in a good way. If you're interested in this model, check the link in video description, and you can also use my discount code to get even better price. So thank you, Razordon. In the box you get the fully ready to fly model, transmitter, charger, spare prop and spare parts. That was actually the most fun part of the unboxing. I couldn't help myself. I had to mess around a little bit. Secure the antennas so they can't get close to the prop. I simply tape them to the pilot frame with a bit of tape. This is real paraglider fabric. All parts are laser cut and well sewn together. The lines are very strong and won't break easily. Wingspan is 128 centimeters. Brushless motor, 3-blade prop, metal gear servos. Everything is already set up and ready to fly. So let's get to the fun part. I will focus mainly on things that help new pilots understand how an RC paraglider works, and I will share practical tips that really matter. Takeoff is easy. Single skin wings are simple to launch. Just pull it into the wind and it goes up. If you rotate it a little around yourself, it's even easier. When the wing is overhead, you need to give the pilot some forward speed, then release the model. It is better to give the pilot a bit more speed, so the model starts to climb gently, like this one. Very important. Turn on the motor only after you release the model. Starting the motor too early increases the risk of touching the propeller. But don't overdo the launch speed. Too much can also end on the ground. I got lucky here. In normal flight the model is stable, but be careful, it's overpowered and reacts very quickly to throttle. If something goes wrong during the flight or the model feels out of control, cut off the throttle right away and let the control stick go back to the center for a while. The model is self-stabilizing. It will calm down by itself very quickly. Then you will take the control again. The battery choice really changes how the model flies. So I tested 3 different configurations. The speeds measured with GPS logger are for straight and level flight. With a 2S battery, the model flies slower and responds more gently to throttle input. This setup is best for beginners and no wind conditions. With the stock 3S 1500 mAh battery, throttle response is much stronger. It's good for sporty flying and aerobatics. 3S 2200 mAh battery is heavier, so we get more speed and also about 30% longer flight time. The model is also very crash resistant and can handle hard landings, but I still managed to break a servo during testing. I thought the servo was done, but after opening it, I just rotated the last gear 180 degrees and it worked again. I was so happy. Alright, we're back in the air again. At the beginning, it's best to practice in a wide open area and stay away from trees. Sooner or later, it's going to end with a crash, believe me. Here's one more important tip. Learn to land the model in your hands as soon as possible. Always with the motor off, of course. Even if you catch it by the wing, it's still much safer than letting it roll on the ground. The model is tough, but ground landings have a higher risk of damage. This model is very practical. The wing folds up easily and takes almost no space. You can carry it in a small backpack. This model is good for beginners and also for more experienced pilots. Even my 10-year-old son flies it without issues, including takeoffs, which are the hardest part at the beginning. I also mounted a small camera on the model, but keep in mind, this is a paraglider, so it's always moving and swinging. There's one more thing I need to mention. The stock control line lengths are okay, but the model felt a bit slow, a bit lazy on the controls. So I shortened the control lines by about 1 centimeter, and the difference was huge. The model reacts much faster and feels more responsive. For beginners, I recommend keeping the stock setup for the first few flights. There's one more thing you should know. During climb, the propeller torque makes the model turn slightly to the right. Left turns are a bit harder, right turns are easier. This is completely normal for this type of model. Overall, this is a very beginner-friendly model, stable and practical, and it has enough performance to stay fun even as you progress. If you're interested in that model, definitely check the link in the video description. You can use discount code to get even better price, and see you next time.